Can you pass this Red Hat Certified Specialist in OpenShift AI EX267 practice round? You have 18 exam-style questions. Lock in each answer before the reveal, keep score, and use each explanation to spot the exam cue. Question 1 starts now. Question 1 of 18. When configuring a pipeline server, why is an object storage bucket connection required? Option A, to back up the JupyterLab Workbench user notebook code. Option B, to host the public documentation for the machine learning model. Option C, to cache the base container images for pipeline pods. Option D, to store pipeline artifacts, metrics, and execution logs. Choose the best answer before the reveal. The correct answer is option D, to store pipeline artifacts, metrics, and execution logs. Exam logic. The correct answer is correct because the pipeline server uses object storage to persist run artifacts, metrics, and logs generated during workflow execution. This ensures data is retained and accessible even after the pipeline pods terminate. Question 2 of 18. Which environment variables are automatically populated in a workbench when using an S3 compatible data connection? Option A, S3 username and S3 underscore password. Option B, Azure storage key. Option C, AWS access key ID and AWS secret access key. Option D, the value shown on screen. Lock in your pick before the reveal. The correct answer is option C, AWS access key ID and AWS secret access key. Why it works. OpenShift AI uses standard AWS environment variables like AWS access key ID and AWS secret access key to pass S3 credentials into the workbench. This allows default Boto 3 and other compatible SDKs to authenticate automatically without manual code changes. Question 3 of 18. What parameter determines the storage size of a notebook's workspace folder in an OpenShift AI project? Option A, maximum memory limit parameter configured in the container image. Option B, cluster-wide global object storage bucket configuration quota size. Option C, persistent volume claim size specified during workbench creation. Option D, total physical space available on the cluster master infrastructure. Decide on the strongest option before the reveal. The correct answer is option C, persistent volume claim size specified during workbench creation. PQ. The workspace storage size is defined by the persistent volume claim specified during workbench creation. Limit ranges and memory limits control compute constraints, so expect PVC configuration when dealing with persistent workspace storage on the exam. Quick score check. You are a quarter of the way in. Note the topics you want to review and keep going. Question 4 of 18. If a data science pipeline fails at a specific step, where should a developer look to inspect the logs within the dashboard? Option A, navigate to the pipeline section, select the pipeline run, click on the specific graph node, and view the logs tab. Option B, inspect the Jupyter Workbench terminal window history. Option C, run OC logs on the cluster ingress controller pod. Option D, check the persistent storage volume config map directly. Make the call before the reveal. The correct answer is option A. Navigate to the pipeline section, select the pipeline run, click on the specific graph node, and view the logs tab. Behind the answer, pipeline run logs are viewed by selecting the specific node in the pipeline run graph within the OpenShift AI dashboard. Using CLI tools or external terminals is incorrect because the dashboard visualizes execution logs directly per step. Question 5 of 18. How can you access the interactive command line terminal within a running OpenShift AI workbench? Option A, create a custom data science pipeline execution script task for execution. Option B, open the terminal tool option from within the JupyterLab UI layout. Option C, connect to the Workbench container directly using an external SSH client. Option D, run an OC login command on your local physical work machine interface. Choose the best answer before the reveal. The correct answer is option B. Open the terminal tool option from within the JupyterLab UI layout. Reasoning. You can access the terminal directly from the Jupyter Lab interface by opening a new terminal tab. You do not need to use external SSH clients or local terminal sessions for basic interactions within a workbench. Question 6 of 18. What type of resource allocation can prevent noisy neighbor syndrome among multiple data scientists sharing an OpenShift AI cluster? Option A. Limiting the number of files in an S3 bucket. Option B. Configuring resource quotas and limit ranges on individual data science project namespaces. Option C. Granting every user cluster admin permissions. Option D. Disabling user access to the OpenShift web console. Lock in your pick before the reveal. The correct answer is option B. Configuring resource quotas and limit ranges on individual data science project namespaces. What the exam tests here. Configuring limit ranges and resource quotas on data science projects restricts resource consumption and prevents noisy neighbor issues. Adjusting permissions or storage buckets does not actively govern compute resources like CPU and memory. Question 7 of 18. Which open-source project serves as the upstream foundation for Red Hat OpenShift AI capabilities? Option A. Red Hat Enterprise Linux System Core Framework. Option B. Cloud Native Computing Foundation Kubernetes Engine. Option C. Kubeflow and Open Data Hub platforms. Option D. Apache Hadoop and Spark ecosystem frameworks. Decide on the strongest option before the reveal. The correct answer is option C. Kubeflow and Open Data Hub platforms. Exam logic. Open Data Hub is the open-source community project that serves as the upstream foundation for Red Hat OpenShift AI. While related to Kubernetes, the specific upstream alignment is with Open Data Hub, not the core engine itself. Question 8 of 18. What specific type of storage layer is strictly required to store the global centralized pipeline artifacts? Option A. S3. Compatible object storage. Option B. Block storage with read-write mini access. Option C. Local ephemeral storage mounts. Option D. Network file systems share links. Make the call before the reveal. The correct answer is option A. S3. Compatible object storage. Why it works. An S3 compatible object storage bucket is strictly required to store global pipeline artifacts and pass data between pipeline steps. File systems or block storage lack the required compatibility for the pipeline engine's storage backend. Halfway point. Check your score, reset your focus, and treat the next question as a fresh start. Question 9 of 18. What type of object store can be used as a backend for OpenShift AI pipelines? Option A. Only native Red Hat OpenShift container storage block devices. Option B. Only external unencrypted FTP file servers accessible by the pods. Option C. Any standard local directory path located on cluster master instances. Option D. Any S3 compatible object storage system like MinIO or AWS S3. Choose the best answer before the reveal. The correct answer is option D. Any S3 compatible object storage system like MinIO or AWS S3. Key Q. OpenShift AI pipelines use MinIO or other S3 compatible systems for their object storage backend. This ensures flexibility across cloud or on-premises environments, whereas local paths and FTP lack the required API integration. Question 10 of 18. Which configuration determines the exact GPU compute type allocated to a data science workbench container pod? Option A. Kubelet configuration maps. Option B. Compute resource request fields. Option C. Tolerations profile records. Option D. Node selector combined with accelerator profiles. Lock in your pick before the reveal. The correct answer is option D. Node selector combined with accelerator profiles. Behind the answer, accelerator profiles define exactly how hardware like GPUs are requested and consumed by a workbench pod. Compute resource requests alone only allocate generic resources, while the profile specifically handles the GPU integration. Question 11 of 18. What is the primary benefit of using Triton Inference Server as a serving runtime in OpenShift AI? Option A. It only supports simple Python scripts. Option B. It provides simultaneous multi-framework model execution across CPUs and GPUs. Option C. It compiles notebooks directly into binary files. Option D. It manages cluster persistent volume claims dynamically. Decide on the strongest option before the reveal. The correct answer is option B. It provides simultaneous multi-framework model execution across CPUs and GPUs. Reasoning. Triton Inference Server allows simultaneous deployment of models from multiple frameworks like TensorFlow and PyTorch. Other runtimes are often single framework, whereas Triton standardizes multi-framework execution across hardware. Question 12 of 18. How can an administrator monitor the operational health of the OpenShift AI component stack? Option A. By accessing the target Prometheus/Grafana dashboards provided via OpenShift cluster monitoring integration. Option B. By running the ping command against the cluster ingress router. Option C. By reading the local node fashvar/logpad messages files manually. Option D. By checking the OpenShift cluster settings page only. Make the call before the reveal. The correct answer is option A. By accessing the target Prometheus/Grafana dashboards provided via OpenShift cluster monitoring integration. What the exam tests here. OpenShift AI integrates directly with the built-in cluster monitoring stack using Prometheus and Grafana. You can access these dashboards through the OpenShift web console to view operational metrics and component health. Question 13 of 18. What custom resource, CR, is managed directly to configure global properties of the OpenShift AI deployment? Option A. RHOI config. Option B. Data Science Cluster. Option C. Data Science Initialization. Option D. DS Initialization. Choose the best answer before the reveal. The correct answer is option D. Desinitialization. Exam logic. The DS Initialization custom resource manages global deployment properties for OpenShift AI. While the Data Science Cluster resource toggles components, DS Initialization applies foundational settings required before those components can run. 3/4 done. You are in the home stretch, so tighten your focus and keep reasoning from the evidence. Question 14 of 18. When creating a custom serving runtime for a custom ML model type, what field associates the runtime with K-serve or model mesh? Option A. Node selector. Option B. Supported model formats. Option C. Cluster role bindings. Option D. Image stream tag. Lock in your pick before the reveal. The correct answer is option B. Supported model formats. Why it works? The supported model formats field associates your runtime with specific model types, so K-serve or model mesh knows when to use it. Without this field, the platform cannot match incoming model deployment requests to your custom runtime. Question 15 of 18. Which custom resource handles the operational capabilities configuration matrix for the OpenShift AI dashboard UI? Option A. Dashboard CR config layout. Option B. RHOA UI configuration profile. Option C. Data Science Cluster component settings. Option D. ODH dashboard config custom resource. Decide on the strongest option before the reveal. The correct answer is option D. Odd dashboard config custom resource. Key Q. The Odd Dashboard Config custom resource manages dashboard settings and feature toggles. While the Data Science Cluster resource manages operator components, the Odd Dashboard Config is the specific target for customizing the UI and dashboard capabilities. Question 16 of 18. What is the purpose of configuring tolerations on a Red Hat OpenShift AI Workbench pod? Option A. To allow the pod to schedule onto tainted nodes like dedicated GPU nodes. Option B. To enforce strict memory storage upper limits on containers. Option C. To isolate network traffic between data science projects completely. Option D. To replicate the notebook application across multiple availability zones. Make the call before the reveal. The correct answer is option A. to allow the pod to schedule onto tainted nodes like dedicated GPU nodes. Behind the answer, configuring tolerations allows the pod to schedule onto tainted nodes like dedicated GPU nodes. Tolerations explicitly permit workloads to bypass node restrictions so they can access specialized hardware. Final stretch. Keep applying the same process and make each remaining answer count. Question 17 of 18. What is the primary role of a data science pipeline within an enterprise MLOps lifecycle? Option A. Providing an interactive interface for code editing and visualization. Option B. Automating data preparation, model training, and validation tasks. Option C. Controlling cluster node operating system patch scheduling steps. Option D. Managing live end-user traffic routing to production systems. Choose the best answer before the reveal. The correct answer is option B, automating data preparation, model training, and validation tasks. Reasoning. A data science pipeline automates data preparation, model training, and validation tasks within an enterprise MLOps lifecycle. It replaces manual notebook execution to ensure reproducible and scalable machine learning workflows. Question 18 of 18. Which Red Hat operator is used to deploy Red Hat OpenShift AI in a cluster? Option A. OpenShift Pipelines Operator. Option B. Cluster Logging Operator. Option C. OpenShift GitOps Operator. Option D. Red Hat OpenShift AI Operator. Lock in your pick before the reveal. The correct answer is option D. Red Hat OpenShift AI Operator. What the exam tests here. The Red Hat OpenShift AI Operator is the required package for installing and managing the OpenShift AI components on a cluster. Other operators like pipelines or GitOps are dependencies or separate tools, not the primary installation method.